This is Morning Edition on Arizona Public Radio, KNAU. I'm Jillian Ferris-Cole. Good morning. The state of the economy and the rising cost of virtually everything may have you wishing you could escape it all. And that's exactly what a couple from Prescott did. 7 years ago, Tim and Cindy Travis gave up their jobs, sold everything they had, and jumped on their bicycles. They've been pedaling ever since across many countries, stopping just long enough to write 2 books about the experience. Tim and Cindy Travis joined me this morning to talk about their decision to escape the status quo on their bikes. Thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Thank you.
Well, I guess we should probably start with what your lives were like leading up to this decision that you wanted to just escape it all and get on the road.
We both lived in Prescott, Arizona, and I worked as a geologist in town.
I was a special education teacher, and I knew I wanted to travel again.
And then one day I just said, well, why not? I mean, we have everything we already want, and I love to travel. I love riding my bike, and traveling by bike put them together.
And were there specific places that you knew you had to pedal to immediately when you first started the journey?
Our plan was to leave right out of our driveway, which we did, and our plan was to head south until South America. And that's pretty much what we did for the first 2 years.
We basically have traveled through North America, South America. We were in Asia for 2 years, including a 9-month loop in China. We were in Australia for a year. We were in New Zealand for 8 months. And then we flew last summer to Alaska and rode down to Arizona from there.
When did you start thinking about writing the first book, The Road Has No End?
At the end of the second year, we looked at it and said, how can we earn money on the road to keep this up? And we had a website that was getting fairly busy. So we decided we could sell books from that, and we just went for it and wrote it and edited it and self-published it and put it out, and it's been going all right.
Did you have writing habits on the road? Did you say, I'm going to write like for 3 hours in the morning and then get on my bike? Or was it more organic than that? Or did you really set out to write a certain amount of time a day?
What ended up happening is we rode through the Andes. Lots of climbing, 3 days up, 1 day down. And we were pretty tired of riding by the time we got to a place called Bariloche, Argentina. And we just decided to stay there. We stayed there for 3 months, and Tim wrote in the morning. I ran around town. I had the good part of it. and then after that, we went back to the States and finished everything up there.
How do people react to you when they see you traveling?
It depends on where we're at. In a place like Mexico, I soon learned that they think you're very poor on a bike. So we kind of ended up being approached at a more of a common person rather than, a tourist. And I really like that. And I could say that is true in a lot of the places we went in third world countries. We weren't on a bus, so we weren't looking at people through a window. We weren't coming from a different place. We were right there. The bike makes you much more approachable.
In China, we drew crowds of 300 people just wanting to see us. And South America, the whole village would come out to see us.
So since the whole point of this journey was to really unload and simplify, I wonder how you can reflect on that 7 years out.
I think it's important to note that we didn't leave Prescott and our life there because we hated it. We actually had a very good life there. And that made it easier because we're not running from anything. It's more like we're running to something.
I realized that I'm a much more relaxed person. I have a lot more time, and I really have no regrets for trading in my busy job, which I really did like, so it wasn't like I hated it. It's just I worked too much, and I didn't want to give my whole life to my job. I'd rather sleep in a tent and keep my freedom than go back to a job where I can't do the things I want to do. I don't want that feeling of longing to be somewhere else. I'm already where I want to be.
Tim and Cindy Travis, thank you for your time today. Thanks for joining us on your bikes today.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Anytime we can come back to Flag, it'd be good to see you again.
Tim and Cindy Travis are the authors of The Road That Has No End and Down the Road in South America. This is Morning Edition on Arizona Public Radio, KNAU.